going on, guys? It is your motivation guy. That's right, your friend, the one and only Keith Allen. I am back. You know, I want to let you know this, man. Like, the closer you get to your goal, usually the harder it gets. You know, I remember running the mile, and every time I would start running the mile, it was cool at first, and then all of a sudden, as I got almost to the end, that's when I started to struggle the most. And you know, if you're struggling right now, it's because you're the closest you've ever been to completing your goal. So keep going, guys. Don't give up and don't surrender. In today's video, I'm really excited to get into this. We're gonna be talking about Thiago Lap. This kid won almost $1 million in the Fortnite World Cup, and he used that money to help his family get out of poverty in Argentina. So I wanna ask you this, like, if you won $1 million, what would you do with that money? Like, how would you help people? This video is very inspiring, and I want you to enjoy it. All right, guys, it's about that time. It is my favorite time, ladies and gentlemen around the world. It's time to scream this out. It's time to sit back, come on, relax, and grab some of my favorite candy. What is that, y'all? It's that Bunch Crunch. And let's get this going. But first, I wanna go to the beach.
Fortnite is a game like no other. Okay, so it has the ability to take people who are in desperate situations and raise them up like nothing else on the planet. No matter who you are, okay? If you're good at the game, then you have a chance to succeed and win money at a major tournament. There is no barrier to entry other than your skill. Even kids, you know what I mean? Like, as long as they were 13 or older, were allowed to play at the Fortnite World Cup. And one of those 13-year-olds walked away with $900,000. Wow. He was Thiago King Lap, and this is his story. At the time of the Fortnite World Cup, Thiago was one of the youngest professional level Fortnite players on the planet. He was only 13 years old and was truly a force to be reckoned with. He received his first taste of what Fortnite could do for him and his family in the Scallywag Cup, an online duels tournament that had leagues all over the world. South America's regional tournament was as tough as the rest, but alongside his teammate and co-member of Sinister's esports Toxic, King managed to come in 4th place. Together, they walked away with $848, which doesn't sound like much when you work out that each player would only make $424 when the prize fund gets split. But that's when you're thinking with the mind of someone living in a first world country. Okay, so by all accounts, Argentina is still classified as a developing country. And as this case, with almost all developing countries, most of the population of Argentina live in poverty. On average, the monthly salary for an Argentinian household is only around the equivalent of $350 in America. Thiago, at the age of 13, had just managed to earn what would be the equivalent of just over a month's wages for most Argentinian families. It is perhaps no surprise then that his family would be supportive and allow him to continue his dream and passion for playing Fortnite competitively. It didn't take too long for the boy to reveal that his minor win at the Scallywag Cup hadn't been a one-time occurrence. He wasn't just good at the game, he was like really good, and he had what it took to play against some of the biggest Fortnite names across the planet. In week 3 of the World Cup qualifiers, Thiago came 4th, earning himself 74 points across the course of the tournament. This allowed him to walk away with his biggest prize yet, $2,000. But the kid wasn't done there. Alongside Exxon, he would come 7th in the week 4 duos event, then 3rd in the week 6 duos event, and 2nd in the week 7 solos. It was as if he was slowly climbing up his way up the podium until eventually he reached the peak on week 10. Once again, alongside Exxon, he came 1st place in duels tournament, securing him a spot and not just the solo event, but the duels finals as well. Over the course of his qualifiers run, Thiago earned himself $18,500, which is a colossal amount of money for any 13-year-old, let alone one living in a country where the average salary is so low. While the World Cup qualifiers were over, Thiago had 2 more tournaments to compete in before the finals themselves. These were the 1st and 2nd Trio Cash Cup tournaments that took place online for the South American region. He played in this tournament alongside his long-standing dual partner Exxon, as well as his other Sinister's teammate Toxic. They placed 2nd in both of these tournaments, earning the boy another $25,000 in each tournament. Before the World Cup began, Thiago's expectations of what might happen were grounded in reality. In an interview with the Argentinian paper La Nación, Thiago said that he thought he only had a 10% chance of claiming victory at the World Cup because he would be playing against some of the best players in the world. Instead of hoping on a major payout, he claimed he was hoping to be noticed by a bigger team from another country, which would allow him to attend even bigger and better tournaments across the world. The support of Thiago's father and his 5 brothers never wavered. His dad worked for the Argentine Federal Police and told La Nación that he never expected this sort of life for his son. He couldn't have possibly imagined that this would be the direction his son's life would take, but he would try his best to accompany him to the tournament no matter what it took. The big tournament was finally here. In the summer of 2019, Thiago flew to New York for the very first time for his shot to prove that he was the best at Fortnite and to help pull out his family out of poverty. In the duels finals, King and Exxon did not perform as well as they had done in previous tournaments, only coming in 39th place. This still meant that they went home with 50,000 each. But it would have been a blow to the confidence of the Argentinian team, who still had the solo finals to go the day after. If it had knocked his confidence, Thiago didn't let it show and put on a performance in the solos finals that would blow the entire world away.
Into your box. It's his box now! Oh, what a beast! What a beast! He's not.
At the minimum required age for entry, Thiago wasn't on anyone's radar. He was just another kid who had lucked his way into the World Cup. Thiago was there to prove them wrong. He had every right to be at the World Cup as any other older player who had earned their place before. King played an aggressive game throughout the World Cup. By the end of the tournament, he had become known as the Assassin of Gods, all because of one single moment. The moment he took down the legendary Fortnite player himself, Tfue. When the two players came up against each other in the World Cup, everyone likely expected Tfue, the long-established Fortnite pro, to take the victory. But Tfue hadn't seen himself throughout the entire tournament. And it didn't take much for King to take the legend down. In the encounter, Tfue tried to force King into a box fight. But with the heavy sniper in his inventory, it was simply a matter of blasting away Tfue's wall, replacing it with his own, and then editing it away from the outside. Tfue was caught, he had no answer to the teenager's simple and clean play, and was blown away as a result. But it wasn't just the battle with Tfue that got King noticed on the big screen. Throughout the tournament, the main camera was placed on King, and almost every time it happened, King was able to perform, landing his shots and taking enemy players out with a simple style, and yet, from time to time, a cheeky emote thrown on top. King took out many pros over the course of the solos finals to eventually earn him 5th place and take home a prize of $900,000. Having likely lived in poverty all of his life, Thiago went back to his father after the game and claimed that this money would help the family and that they wouldn't have to struggle anymore. In response, his father sobbed, "Todo tuyo," over and over, completely taken by the emotion, which translates all yours. According to Thiago in an interview with the founder of 9Z after the World Cup had ended, his life didn't really change much after winning the amount of money he did at the World Cup. He still had to get up every day at 7:30 a.m. to go to school, though he did plan to use his money to buy a new house for his family. That and many lollipops. When he returned to his country, Thiago was greeted by the country's president, Mauricio Macri, who called him and personally congratulated him by saying he was a national pride after coming 5th in the solos tournament. Whether or not King shared his World Cup prize money with his family, one thing is for certain, this wouldn't be the end of the road of Fortnite's youngest pro player. In fact, it was just the beginning. Since the weekend of the Fortnite World Cup, Thiago seems to have never stopped grinding, having taken part in a grand total of 36 tournaments. His level of skill also seems to have improved dramatically after being given the chance to play alongside some of the world's greatest pros. Because not only has Thiago been playing in a lot of tournaments, he's been winning them too. Out of those 36 online tournaments he has played since the World Cup, he has placed first in 8 of those tournaments, second in 3 of them, third in 2 of them, and then in the top 10 of 11 and more. In other words, Thiago has made a little bit of cash in over half of the tournaments he has played in since the World Cup, just proving that he has the potential to be one of the best players in the world, if he isn't considered one already. All of these victories have allowed Thiago to claim yet another impressive prize for someone so young. And that's the Guinness World Book of Record for the youngest gamer to earn $1 million in esports winnings. My goodness. Most pro Fortnite players stream on one of three major streaming sites: Twitch, YouTube, or Mixer. You won't find Argentina's top esports earner on any of them. Instead, he streams on a site known as Nemo TV. While started in China, this online streaming service focuses its attention on the South American market. While it's unlikely that you've heard of the site, if you live anywhere else in the world, Thiago has already managed to build himself a pretty impressive following on the site, boasting over 50,000 followers. While it may have taken the World Cup to bring King into the spotlight, he's been a member of teams since his esports debut. His first team was Sinisters Esports, an Argentinian organization who supported King throughout the first 2 months of his career. He was a part of the team up until the 4th week of the World Cup qualifiers, and then for some reason stepped away from the team. It may have been because he had been approached by 9Z, the second team that King played for. They picked him up just in time for the World Finals, and really it seemed like a perfect match. Started by the streamer Frank Castor to try and expand esports in Argentina and Latin America, King would play alongside 9Z throughout the rest of 2019 until eventually leaving the team as a free agent in February 2020. The future is open for Thiago King Lap. He's young and his whole esports career is ahead of him. He's already proven he has what it takes to play amongst some of the best players on the planet. And he's already pulled his family out of poverty that have been living in it all their lives. 2020 may not have had a World Cup for Thiago to try and win, but you better believe he's going to be ready and waiting for when 2021 rolls around. All right, guys, once again, this is your motivation guy. That's right, your friend, the one and only Keith Allen. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and are inspired, no matter what age you are, to continue to go forward, because nothing can get in your way, guys. You got to believe in yourself and you can do it. Make sure to connect with me on my Instagram at your motivation guy. Did you guys enjoy our video on this story of King? Well, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell so you can be notified when we upload any more awesome Pro Guides content. All right, guys, we'll see you soon. Peace.